Hi, my name is Barbara Allan. I am author of the book Conquering Arthritis. It's been the #1 best-selling arthritis book on Amazon.com for 5 years now. I'm here today to tell you about my #1 secret for healing rheumatoid arthritis. It has to do with the fact that there are 4 different classes of arthritis drugs. 2 of these can actually make your arthritis worse when taken over a period of time, and 2 of them, when used correctly, can actually help you heal your arthritis. I'm going to explain to you exactly how this works. So the first class is called non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That includes many prescription and over-the-counter drugs. It's probably the most common drugs that are used for arthritis. That includes aspirin. I've got a whole list here. So aspirin, and that includes Excedrin, Bayer, Anacin. It includes a whole bunch of others like ibuprofen. That's over the counter. Celebrex, Dolomid, Ansed, Feldene, Vioxx. There's a whole list of them here. Now, they actually do reduce inflammation, and that's good, and that will help slow down joint damage. But the problem with these drugs is that all of them cause stomach damage, and this stomach damage causes something called leaky gut syndrome, and over time that can actually make your arthritis much worse than if you'd never taken these drugs at all. I know it's very ironic. So I actually recommend, if you need to take these, like once or twice, maybe even 3 times a month, it's okay. But if you're taking them every day, you're actually making it much harder to heal your rheumatoid arthritis. The next class of drugs is the analgesics. And the most famous example of this is acetaminophen, which is also sold under the name Tylenol. It's in over 100, probably more, brand name products, and I can't list them all due to time here on this video. But a lot of people take that, and it actually does nothing to slow down inflammation, so it's not going to stop joint damage. What it will do is you'll be in less pain. And unfortunately, this can actually make your arthritis worse too, not because you're in less pain, but because the enzymes that your body uses to deal with the fact that the Tylenol is in your body affects your sulfur metabolism in a way that prevents your body from repairing the cartilage. If you have too much Tylenol in your system, then it will actually make it harder for your body to repair the cartilage damage and keep your joints healthy. So again, that's another very common drug that people use, and I actually recommend that if you can avoid it, not to use it at all if you want long-term healing of your rheumatoid arthritis. The third drug is the corticosteroids. The most famous example of this is prednisone, and these are real feel-good drugs. And when people have prednisone injected into a joint, often for weeks, even a few months, they'll feel like they have had a miracle cure. And it's true that it's very anti-inflammatory, and you can get out of really, really bad flare-ups if you use it in that way. But unfortunately, if you use this solution very often, it will cause osteoporosis, and you can actually weaken the very joints that you're trying to heal at the very level of the bone structure. So this is actually one of the drugs that I recommend using under very, very limited circumstances, because when you do damage to the joint, it's hard to repair it. And prednisone is really one of those drugs that if you're on it for just a very short period of time, it can help you get out of those flares when all that damage is happening. So there you have when it's appropriate to use that drug for your healing. And the final class is the disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. This is a very large class of drugs, and I'm just going to list out some of the examples. Methotrexate is one of them, penicillamide, gold shots, the tumor necrosis factor inhibitors, and I actually find it a very funny thing to call them biologics. I think it's probably a marketing ploy to make them sound more palatable instead of calling them tumor necrosis factor inhibitors. But that includes drugs like Enbrel, Remicade, Humira. They're the anti-malarials like Plaquenil. It's actually a very large class, and they're more than I have time to go over right now. but this surprises many, many people. But I actually recommend that if your arthritis is out of control right now and is impacting your ability to have a normal life, you're in pain, you're in inflammation, that you actually take these drugs at a high enough level where you feel like you're having a normal life again. And the reason is this, is that it will, when used aggressively, these drugs, and you need to find one that's actually working with you and have side effects you can tolerate, and I know this isn't possible for everyone, but it is for some people. So anyway, if you use these drugs very aggressively, what it does is it buys you time because it's slowing or stopping the joint damage. And then I have many, many other secrets I'll share with you about how to heal rheumatoid arthritis. But it basically buys you time so that you can actually find ways to cure your rheumatoid arthritis. And I just want to be really upfront here that there are no known arthritis drugs that will cure your rheumatoid arthritis. What they can do is they can slow the inflammation, sometimes stop it so that you're not having ongoing joint damage. And that's if you're lucky. Not everyone can even get that level of effectiveness with arthritis drugs. But if it works, that's great. That is like such a wonderful gift that these drugs can give you. Then the other thing is pain relief, because pain in and of itself is very draining and tiring, and sometimes you just need a break from the pain. So those are the two very legitimate reasons I think there are for using arthritis drugs, but over the long term, nobody gets well using these. They just slow down the damage. Now, if you think the secret was good about how to use drugs to heal from arthritis, you're in luck, because I have 16 more healing secrets that are even better. And the best thing about all 17 of these secrets taken together is they have the power to heal really difficult arthritis. I should know I had arthritis badly enough to be in a wheelchair for years. It was hard to use my hands, to open doorknobs, to drive. Anything that was cold was very hard for me to put my hands on. The pain was so bad. But anyway, I'm completely healed now. I've written a best-selling book that explains how to do this, and I've been coaching people for years on how to cure their arthritis with quite a bit of success. So I know what it takes to heal, and I'd really like to share this with you. And why would I do this? Well, the reason is that, you know, I had such a miracle in my life getting well again, and the only way that I can make sense of it is to share this with other people. And I really, really want to make it easy for you to heal. And it's part of my mission in life, is to share what I learned. And so in order to make this easy, I have created a DVD with all 17 secrets on it, and I am willing to send that to you free. I will pay for the DVD. All you have to do is pay for shipping. So if you look below on this page, it'll explain exactly how you can get this free DVD, and I look forward to talking with you and sharing all my secrets when that arrives.